How's it, guys? It is the 27th of April. It is Freedom Day in South Africa 2025. And wow, I was planning on doing this video since Tuesday, and I could just not get to completing or starting or doing this thing since then. And it is now Sunday afternoon. It is the 27th of, yeah, it's still the 27th of April. And it is Freedom Day. And while we as South Africans have this wonderful, wonderful history of oppression, of discrimination, of the worst things that could happen to a people over 350 years. And despite all of that, we kept fighting. We kept the struggle going. It was peaceful. And then we, as part of the ANC, we went and we took up the armed struggle. And through various initiatives, there was pressure. And in 1990, 2nd of February, F.W. de Klerk had to cave, had to start this process of freedom for South Africa. But no, let's not give any accolades to Mr. de Klerk. He doesn't. He doesn't. It's not due to him. 27th of February 1994 saw our first democratic election, and what a wonderful day it was. What an amazing day it was for me as a young man then, looking so much forward. We've heard the stories of Nelson Mandela that we didn't know. Over many, many years, we didn't know this man. Through Oliver Tambo, Chris Hani, and the stalwarts that there were. In our own communities, we had people that played their vital roles in the then UDF, and up to 1994 and beyond, really chiseled out this rock that is now South Africa. But I say that background because I sit here as someone that is irritated, that is disgruntled, that is angry, that is, so many things flood my mind when I look at social media. And the example of late was the non-VAT increase. The freedom that we fought for is now being abused by people claiming victory. The freedom that we fought for is now abused by people that for 30 years didn't have any checks and balances on them. The freedom that we fought for is now being abused by all political parties and so many of the leaders, so-called leaders in my community. But no one is addressing the real issues. 30 years of absolutely no leadership by the ANC. None whatsoever. I sit here as someone that still fights every single day for our freedoms, for justice, for making sure that every single person that I encounter is protected by this wonderful constitution. The ANC that we grew up with, the organizations like the PAC and others, the UDF, that fought to bring us where we are, don't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. I look at the Americans and I am, the Americans irritate me even more. What an idiotic people that elects a guy by the name of Donald Trump. But one thing you have to give the Americans, Donald Trump has in the first 100 days decimated the history of America, decimated the wonderful, the supposed project, democratic project that they tried. He decimated it. And it lies in ruins. But one thing that I, as a South African, right now, in the space that we are at, want to look at the Americans in how they are handling this pariah that is now their so-called president. And they have now taken to the streets because you now have this man and this government, this leadership that is now trying to dismantle everything that country stands for and that the world stands for. And this is what I want to take away from what the Americans are doing at the moment. And this is my call to South Africans. We are, as a people, we are proud. We brought the change. I'm not even talking about the economic vice grip still around our necks, and I'm still waiting for my light-skinned family to step into the breach and to do more, to break down and dismantle this apartheid system of economic struggle. I'm waiting for you. But the one thing that we need to do, and maybe our economic system will be part of the, call it the collateral damage. But I do hope that South Africans will, like the Americans have now taken to the streets, we will take up this challenge. Our leaders cannot lead. They have proven themselves to be sold for the highest bidder. Our ANC leadership has left the ship. I'm not even going to talk about the other political parties because I'm not going to give them a platform here, because they are a disgrace for everything and anything that the world and morality and humility and humanity stands for. Because supporting the Israeli occupiers and genociders, there's no bridge. It's not even a bridge too far. There's no bridge. You've chosen that one. But my plea to South Africans are today, on this Freedom Day, this is not what we fought for. So our struggle is not done. Our fight is not done. So a leaf from the Americans at the moment that are now writing to their Congress people, they are taking to the streets, and they're demanding that there is a change. Do we need to wait until the next election? Yes. We, however, need to choose who we want to elect into that space, because Freedom Day to some of us actually means more. We have fought for the freedoms that all of us enjoy today. And many of them have been abusing this freedom because we as a people have grown complacent, because we've allowed people to manipulate, we've allowed them to dominate us, we've allowed them to frustrate us, because we're saying we won't be able to change it. Nooit, never will I be accepting of anything where I fought, we fought, my generation fought for the privileges that everyone enjoys today. No, there's no chance. So, if you feel that you are ready, let me know. So, I am going to say it's time for an ANC 2.0, because the current ANC leadership doesn't belong there. I'm not interested in any other party's manifesto because it means nothing. The ANC 2.0, if you are anywhere close to trying to convince me that transformation isn't necessary, you're not needed. There's no place for you. Because clearly, you don't know our history. We are here for solutions. We're here for South Africa. We need to take back this space, which is ours. We fought for this South Africa, and that's why this is Freedom Day. And unlike the rest of the world and the rest of Africa, I don't want to look back and talk about a time where we could have. And then people want to say, I saw something the other day, Rhodesia left these people this and that and that. It sounded like Helen Ziller telling us how wonderful colonialism was. These people were evil. Some of them still are. We don't need them. We don't need their evil. We don't need their colonial mindsets. What we do need is for people, like-minded people, to take hands and to move forward. Our Freedom Day meant something, and it means a lot to me. So, hashtag wat gaan ons doen? If you are ready to take up the challenge, if you are ready to be bold and to take back South Africa. No, we don't do violence. But if you are ready to add your voice and add your shoulder to the wheel and add your energy to make sure that we hold people accountable and name and shame those, let me know. Let me know. My name is Marvin Dry. If you want to get hold of me, you can. Marvin.dry71@gmail.com. Cheers.